Hello everybody, welcome to astraeakeva. I'm Aio. This is record number 59, and in this record, instead of having the real-time draw along with me video, I'm going to explain to you how I study poses. Instead of just doing gesture, how do I look at a pose and then try to adapt from it and form new poses from it. So the first thing that is a rule that many people obviously know is the curve. So C curve, S curve, and all of that. I'm not going to go too depth into it, but I do draw that curve, and then I would draw the torso and the pelvis first. So I did a video a while ago breaking the body up into forms, so you can check out that video. So as I do this, I just try my best to just basically look for various forms when drawing the human body. Instead of looking at it as a complicated muscular body, especially with the references that I use on Pose Maniacs, I try my best to transform each body part into a different form. For example, legs, I would transform it into cylinders, and the chest, I will try to transform it into a sphere, right? So every pose, I try to visualize it in my head. That's kind of why you won't see me draw it out. I just kind of observe the pose before I jump straight into gesture drawing. So what I'm doing right now is what I do in my head when I'm trying to understand these poses with my records. And I do this with not only pose studies, for example, anatomy and all of that. I do this when I look at various poses. This can be poses from, just references that I see on the internet, on my Pinterest account. I try to see how can I break this body up into various forms. How would it look if I would just draw it straight away? So I've made it a habit. So this is kind of how I do it, and I'm just measuring basically the distance, what they call composition within a frame. So how far is one foot from the other? How far is the hand from the face, and all these various things. So also how the body, how these lines curve, they make your character look more alive. So as you can see, straight curve, and all of that. So I try to do this exercise as much as I possibly can. Not every day, but I try to, whenever I have time, I would look at references, even from like online shopping platforms, and I would want to buy a shirt or something. I'll try to see this person is wearing a shirt, but where's their arm going when it's hidden behind the shirt, and all of these. So yeah, it's quite simple, just trying to find curves and flow, a very important word, flow, and energy within the lines. So this is what I do. After I would study the reference, I would try to draw on the side of the reference, which is something I will do next. So I will show you that. So now that I kind of studied the pose, I'm going to try and eyeball it. There is 100% possibility it's not going to be the same as the reference, but at least I can get some sort of feeling that it kind of looks like the reference. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and look for the curve and the C curve, and then draw the head. For now, since I've stepped away from kind of tracing, I'm only trying to get it the likeness of the reference, and then after I try to get the likeness of the reference, getting the measurements and the proportions of the body, I can try to modify the drawing by changing a few elements. So let us first draw a pose that's kind of the same as a reference. Now that I've drawn the pose, I'm going to exaggerate it. Also, I'm going to twist her head to look in a certain direction. And also, you will notice her back is a little bit more twisted. Her hands might be in the same position, but I moved her back a little bit more backwards. And let's see if I can extend it and move her face to look forward towards us, right? Towards the screen. You can start doing this just to get familiar and build some confidence. When I first started doing this, I thought I don't have any creativity to draw anything from my imagination, but you don't have to change a lot of crazy things from your reference. You can just change the head position or the arm position, or change the leg and all of that. As for the leg, I wanted to move the leg to the side, so you can see the side of the foot instead of looking at the leg from the front, especially the left leg. So I tried to move it over to the side, so she's leaning backwards. And also I'm looking for balance, so I don't want my character to look like she wants to fall over or something like that. And all of these things are kind of trial and error. You can't assume you're gonna get it on the first few tries, but I think trying is better than not trying at all. So no matter how many mistakes you make drawing characters like this, it's best to keep going, and it's best to explore different positions, different poses, until you get that feeling. Because I realized in my art journey, from the time I started creating traditional art, majority of it is intuition. Does this seem right? So as you can see, I moved one leg to face forward and the other one, but it's a bit awkward, but I tried to change it up a little bit. So I'm still keeping that general C curve in the original pose, but I just wanted to change her chest, moved it back a little bit more, changed her legs as well. And you can keep trying to change the pose in various ways. So that is all for today's video. The rest of the video I will just play it in real time, and you can see how I try to twist the body as well even more and add my own little poses. But that is all for today's video. If you like this, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you like this type of content, subscribe, like, share, and I will be back with my regular records soon. So see you guys in the next video. Bye. you.